Good morning to all of those tuning in. This is the Rebel Lemon, and today we're playing Cucina Stellata, or Starred Cuisine. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm not too familiar with Italian. This is another game in the Spaghetti Invasion Game Jam game of 2025. However, in this one, this is actually inspired by a historical figure. However, I'm not too sure how to pronounce their name. It's like Pellegrino Artusi or something like that. I'm really not sure. Basically, the long and short of it is a midnight snack that turns unexpected. So with that being said, let's get right into it. 19th century, somewhere in the countryside of Romagna, Italy. Romagna? I'm not too sure. I will say the pixel art is beautiful. And I'm not even a big fan of pixel art either, which is the interesting thing. Great harm comes to those who let themselves be conquered by wine. Little by little, they grow nauseated by food and find nourishment almost entirely in drink. Thus, they degrade themselves in the eyes of the world, becoming ridiculous, dangerous, and beastly. Oh, that's the guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. However, it looks very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so... Okay, let's go volume. Oh, I was actually hoping to turn it up. Okay, so we can't do anything but add the oil. So, onion. That's so satisfying. And it's such a nice noise. Oh, that's so good. To the pan. Chop the meat, add it to the pan. So, this is the 1800s. That's cool. Oh, red wine. Tomato sauce from the shelf and add it to the pan. From the... Oh my god, we can move forward? Oh, hold on, I didn't even know that. Okay, hold on. I need to check stuff out. Oh, that is super cool. Tortellini, the pan. Or pot. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I like the cooking aesthetics on other stuff. They say that curiosity is a dangerous trap, leading man into abyss from which he can never return. It is the same hypocritical world which claims not to care about food, that makes no civil or religious celebration without eventually spreading the tablecloth and trying to eat as healthy as possible. Therefore, I say, always choose for your raw materials the finest goods, those will make an impression. And if this precise or precious fruit of who knows where origin is as rare as I believe it, it must cost as much or even more than trifles. Oh, truffles! But caution be exercised with hope and fever, for hidden prayers already hold sorrow. I am repulsed by witnessing, as they say, the desecration of God's grace, yet indulgence and appetite are too great. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm dyslexic. This is a bit easier for me to read. And I wonder if it's because of the exaggeration of the H's, the F's, and the G's. Huh, that's interesting. Tortellini to the pan. Plate the dish. That, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds so good. I might have pasta for breakfast. One of these days. One of these days soon. I don't know. It's weird. I've never seen pasta as a like dinner or lunch kind of thing. It's always been just, yeah, that's breakfast. Of course it's breakfast. Meals like these make me feel like a neophyte in the kitchen and in the art of tasting. Yeah, I'm not pronouncing that either way. Not only the quality, but for the sheer delight leaves me astonished and my dreams fulfilled, as it's sauce that blends with so many dishes, giving an excellent company that is worth the effort to satisfy every curiosity when you kindle the fire and the stoves to get back to work and plunge like a deep sea diver in search of goodness and beauty I adore. I often say that one should only return the food when the stomach persistently cries out for help, yet I inherited almost unbridled erotic instincts are from nature, at times nearly ruining my health and everything else. Moreover, if man neither craved food nor experienced sexual stimulation, human race would soon perish. So here I am again, casseroles, pots, and lids. Open your legs. Aromas of the undergrowth. Okay, that one's not a nice word. Sautés and braids of garlic. For I have returned amongst you. And add them to the pot. Okay. Okay, I do find it very convenient that it does everything automatically. So you don't have to like click 3 times. That is nice. Okay, so we have to be doing a soup, right? Or what are we doing? So satisfying. I love how it just auto-grabs everything. Grab the cleaver and cut the meat. Oh, this is the cellar. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, that is fucked up. On so many levels. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't know what to say to that. I quiver in anticipation, and I can barely restrain my restlessness. Twitching finger that ceaselessly torments my brain. Beard. As if trying to spread the remnants of a flavor that once passed through it. It is neither sweet, nor bitter, nor sour, nor salty. Perhaps it is even a flavor. Not even a flavor. Not really. Its sensation, an enchanting shiver that sneaks into the mouth and throat. Something slimy and indefinable that leaves behind a brutal echo and aftertaste that never fades. There is no way to describe it, for no words exist to define it. Man, do I want to? Fuck. I was expecting for an alien to like pop its head out here or something, but I got a chill, relaxing cooking game crossed with a messed up fucking twist. Sometimes I don't even know. It is certainly a flavor, but not one that human taste has ever experienced before, nor could it ever hope to savor. A shadow that does not exist on the world's taste buds, and that seems to feed alternatively and contrary on something within me. Even every other ingredient appears diseased, contaminated by its proximity, producing twisted fruits with a taste so warped that no one would dare try them, except those who, unbound by the dogmas and chains imposed by traditional cuisine, claim for themselves a flavor that is not of this world. It is like a painter's discovery of a new color, or a chilling nuance, one that seems as though it has always been available, ignored in the remote corner of our darkened iris. Atrophied, unaccustomed to surprise and unprepared for shock. Okay, dish number 3. Is this gonna be a normal dish? Or is this gonna be a horribly messed up one? I guess I got my answer there. God, I hate this. I'm guessing this is liver and onions? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, we killed him. Oh man, that is... That is so fucked up. Once it was said that pottage was man's fodder, but this one seems more like the fare of angels and devils, ogres, and mazavghouls. Magalassi and Momaku, spirits and essence of man. I hope I did okay pronouncing half of those, but we'll see. I feel my stomach gnashing its teeth, eagerly preparing for a bestial feast. I listen to the ancestral call of hunger and distinguish every word it utters. Now the palate, now the colon, now even the bile itself, with its acidity tides, and still the shrieking taste buds, singing their clear, piercing notes. As the pleasure unfolds, alas, a vortex rises from the depths of my innards, a force so impervious, a spasmodic outburst that fills me with understanding and compassion for all those wild, primitive beasts, ruled by passion and the violence of flesh. Chop the meat? Are we doing meatballs? Okay, this is a way of doing meatballs I've never seen before. Oh, that makes way more sense. Ah, it's fucked up, but that actually looks kind of good. Man, I don't know what to say about this game. I kind of expected to be joined by aliens, not to be eating them. Jesus. My word. Certain laws lie hidden within the nature of taste, such that I could never imagine. I feel every fiber of my body twisting and writhing, seized by a new sensation with every bite, for its flesh does not belong to the earth, nor does this flavor conform to the human order. After a single, meager taste, such its power, that all other food loses its unusual virtues. Wine turns to water, bread crumbles into ash, and even the air laden with an imperceivable scent. Nothing washes away this shadow upon my tongue, as if my very body were learning a new way to perceive the world, a way both wrong and forbidden. And yet what is most terrifying is, in the heart of this damp night, with my throat parched and my stomach emptying so swiftly, is that something inside me still longs for that flavor. Man, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, dude, no, we're not eating the brain, are we? Okay, so, the brain is one of the most dangerous things to eat in a lot of animals. So, in humans, chimpanzees, cows and other bovids, the biggest risk comes from, well, a prion disease at least comes from the brain. Yeah, and prion disease is fucked. What misfortune, what ill-fated news, O wretched swamp, O foul quagmire, O unholy land that has sheltered me since I was a child. Have you no pity for your own children? You let no food stay wholesome for long, and this one, amongst all so sweet and precious, you can barely stand abundance. I curse upon you. Dude, that cannot be safe to eat if the body is rotting. Man, that is so messed up. Are we making a type of bread? I can't imagine this being with batter. Oh, my curiosity, what is this? A type of dumplings, maybe? Or... not dumplings, that's not right. I cannot but entrust myself to fate. May this change in appearance and these vapors, despite the stench, enhance the flavor, as they do for grapes, seasoned cheeses, and cured meats. For I know that spoiled foods, at times, hold unexpected effects. Dude, this shit's gonna kill us. At this point, I kinda hope it does. This is just a messed up game. This time, the tasting was like a walk through the height of summer. A murky, tangled path through a flowering garden where the way was painted in color and breath fragranced like a good dream. In the vast and luminous expanse, it seemed as if the entire course of my life flowed before me. The path opened beneath an arc of dentates ivy. I made my way down a gorge, through patches of light and shadow, stopping where the branches parted into pools of golden muscocasta, and beneath the trees on my left, in distant blankets of foreign nagel from primroses, stretched out like a carpet. The air seemed to lay soft kisses upon my skin. From the deep belly of the wood came the cooing of the wild doves, mingled with the warm gastric gurgling of a welcome brook. The ground there was so overlain with primroses that avoiding them was impossible. Lost as they were in the digestive churn, the sweetness of the air and the green of the fronds, dripping with enzymatic liqueurs, almost filled me with reverie. At last, I emerged from the garden through an orifice of hedges and brambles, sweaty and disheveled, like a man freshly torn from his mother's womb. Oh no. Please, have mercy. Oh, it's gone. Have we been eating him this entire time? In the end, it has left me alone. Yet a new energy surges within me, flowing from top to bottom, carried like a bolus deep into my most hidden bowels. I myself, it seems, have changed. It is the simplest explanation, and yet the wretchedest one. Thus why I have become part of this splendid essence, a link in a metabolic chain that always finds its final rest in the vilest of excretions? Oh my god, we're gonna throw up? Nope, poop. Oh no, are you kidding me? Dude, this is so fucked. I was 110% okay. Was stopping before I saw the alien. Okay. Look, this is super gross. However, it's not the worst thing I've seen. As I've also seen people, or at least have people talk about eating ambergris. And if you don't know, ambergris is used in like perfumes and stuff. And if I remember correctly, mostly the expensive one. However, ambergris is technically whale vomit. That basically finds its way to shores. Or the fucked up thing is that some people hunt whales just for the ambergris. And I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. But, yeah, either way. People ate this and liked it. So, I don't know. I don't know. I will say, probably one of the most unique and interesting games, with one of the best, like, gameplay loops at least. Very satisfying. What a catastrophe. A sharp biting taste. Filthy as a gutted rag. A faded memory of its once pristine purity. Perhaps too diluted. The spirit of tastiness and delight has scattered along the way. Perhaps its graces and virtues have surrendered to the stomach, and from there to the flesh entirely. Nothing remains for me now but to surrender to one last attempt. No. Oh no. Dude, that's so messed up. Like, don't get me wrong. The alien thing was messed up enough. However, we just cut our own arm. I noticed with certain astonishment, a twitch in my lashes and tears that blur my vision. And yet by some cruel contradiction, my eyes burn like flames on dry stubble, scorched by their own dryness, like earth cracked by drought. The very drought of the soul, which has already drained every last tear before it can fall. And thus it happens that, like whose gazes too long upon the high sun, finding no heaven in the shadows of night, I feel myself consumed by fire, without a single tear to quench the blaze. Okay, do not get me wrong. I get cannibalism in survival senses, and I get the whole, like, the body and blood of Jesus thing, and I think it's called, if I remember correctly, auto-cannibalism, where you technically just consume yourself, mostly. But, like, it's just, like, small flakes of, like, skin and stuff. I get those types. Man, I don't think I could ever understand someone going out of their way, to eat someone else or even themselves. That isn't, like, survival or, like, a technicality. Or, like, a more metaphor thing like you see in, like, Christianity. I don't know, man. I don't think I could ever understand that. I feel my vigor leaving me, yet I still breathe in the glory of the tasting. Little time remains and I must make the most of it, so that my final work may take shape. God, spirit, or devil, Whomever you are, grant me one last fateful taste. Grant me but a thread of oil over this tepid pottage, my very life. No, we're doing it again? Fucking hell. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Out of curiosity, how many people would have quit long before this? Okay. The fuck am I supposed to say to that? Cucina Stellata. Interesting game. Can't say I ever want to play this again. Not even because it's a bad game. Just because of how messed up it is. That is it. Huh. Okay, a few positives. I will say the story is actually really, really good. I really love seeing someone go and descend in the madness over something so simple and common, yet also still new and exotic. The gameplay loop was so fucking good. I really, really loved the chopping of the ingredients and like the cooking in general. Very satisfying. I do not know why. It's just a me thing. The sounds were amazing. And I will also say that some of the small conveniences of like auto grabbing stuff or like auto switching the next ingredient in, very appreciated. Small things. Small things make the biggest difference. I will also say, if I were to guess, even with a hint, what this game would have been about, I definitely would have been surprised, which, sadly, is not very common anymore. A lot of games are a little bit too predictable to me. Granted, that doesn't make them bad, it's just, they're a little predictable. But yeah, no, this one, fucking wild. I will say, however, though I get it from a story perspective, the feces thing and, that was a bit much. I think the cannibalism thing was a bit... It's mood dependent. I can handle it, it's just a lot. The murdering of another being, especially for what we're doing, I would put that in the same boat. It's a bit different. I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, overall, really well made game, really well done, really well executed. Um, so yeah, good on him. Uh, yeah. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end it there. I don't really have much else to say, and I don't know if I could say anything else. It's just a weird, bizarre, and honestly, just a horrific experience. Um, Not bad in any way, though. Kind of. Kind of. Anyways, thanks for tuning into the frequency. This is the Rebel Lemon signing off. So, thanks for tuning in, I guess. Good night and sweet nightmares.